So a biryani is a rice casserole which is cooked with different proteins. It is a priced dish which was created in the royal families of India. And it is really priced because it has ingredients which are really expensive. Think saffron and nuts. And the technique of cooking it perfectly, where the rice and the protein cooks together to come up with a harmonious dish, that's what makes for a perfect biryani. Hi everyone, I am Maneet Chauhan and this is Maneet's Eats, where I break down how to make the best Indian dishes from the market to the dinner table. So before we head to the market, take a moment to click right down here and subscribe to Food Network's YouTube channel so that you can spend more time cooking with me. I am here at a local Indian store shopping for ingredients for my chicken biryani. And one of the most important ingredients in the biryani is saffron. Now, saffron is one of the most expensive spices in the world, and it adds a wonderful floral quality and a gorgeous golden hue to the biryani. Next, some garam masala. Now, garam masala translated from Hindi means warming spices. So think of cloves, cinnamon, star anise, cumin, coriander in this spice blend. Now, this is going to be the foundation for the marinade for the chicken. For making a really good biryani, you have to use a very good quality rice. And I use basmati rice. Basmati rice is a long grain rice which is from India. It also has been aged for at least 2 years, which gives it an amazing flavor. So this is what we are going to use. In the basket it goes. Let's make some chicken biryani. So making biryani is a labor of love. There are very few shortcuts how to make a biryani. It does take time, but when you take the first bite of biryani, it's well worth all the steps. So right over here, I have some yogurt. I am going to make some hung yogurt. Pretty much, hung yogurt is yogurt from which the whey has been drained out. Now, a lot of people will ask me, why can't we use Greek yogurt? Because that is a thicker yogurt. Now, Greek yogurt has a flavor profile that really fights with the spices that we are working with. So that's why just take the time and make some hung yogurt. So what we are doing is we are removing the whey from the yogurt. And the reason why we are doing that is so that when the marinade coats the chicken, it adheres or it sticks to it a lot better. So now I am going to just cover this yogurt and let this sit for at least 4 hours. Overnight in the refrigerator is even better. So the next step is to go ahead and slice some onions and to caramelize it. We go ahead and cut the top and the bottom of the onions. I am using red onions because red onions have a sharper flavor profile. I'm using a combination of oil and ghee. Now we're going to add the onions and slowly caramelize it. Adding a little bit of sugar in this so that it helps in the caramelization process. Now this will take a little bit of time, so we're going to go ahead and keep mixing it as it slowly caramelizes. I mean, you can see right now the onions have started shrinking, and as we keep cooking it, it'll still keep shrinking and all the water is going to evaporate from it. This is how the onions start to look like. Okay, so you can see the onions have reduced drastically, and this is where all the flavor has been concentrated. I'm going to be dividing this into 2 parts. Half of it is going to go in the marinade and the other half is going to be kept aside for when we are building the biryani. So now we're going to start making the chicken marinade. I've put in the caramelized onions. Now I'm going to grab the hung yogurt. Right over here, the yogurt has been hanging for around 4 hours or so. And as you can see, it almost looks like ricotta cheese. Goes in the marinade and you can see there's quite a lot of whey which has drained out of it. Now, to the hung yogurt, we are going to be adding just some plain yogurt. Next, there is some ginger garlic paste which is going to go in. Of course, ginger garlic paste is equal parts of ginger and garlic, which has been blended with a little bit of water. So I grab a little bit of cilantro and some mint, chop it up and put it in the marinade. Add some lemon juice. Lemon juice is not only going to add a little bit of tartness, but it'll also add that fresh citrus burst. Next, we add the spices. For the spices, we start off with some salt. In goes some garam masala, some turmeric, some Kashmiri chili powder. I'm also going to go ahead and add some green cardamom powder. Now, green cardamom powder is going to add sweetness to this marinade. I go ahead and mix this well. Okay, now, if you're making a chicken biryani and you prefer boneless chicken, go for it. I love my biryani with bone-in chicken. It keeps the chicken moist and it also adds more flavor to it. The first step is just to go ahead and break it down. Now, I do not like skin on the chicken when I am making the biryani. The skin becomes very flabby and it's not a pleasing texture. While I have cut my chicken pieces, they are in larger pieces. You don't want to cut it too small because when you're cooking it, it will completely break down and you do not want that. And I'm just going to go in and marinate this with my hands. Okay, once this is marinated, it goes into the refrigerator, marinate it for at least 4 hours. Leave it overnight for the best flavor. We're going to start working on the rice part of the biryani. So what I have done is I've taken the basmati rice, rinsed it in water till the water runs clear, and then soaked it in cold water for 30 minutes. We are going to be putting it in a large pot of water with a lot of water in it. Next, I am going to go ahead and add the aromatics to it. So some chopped cilantro, and some chopped mint, some bay leaf, star anise. So star anise gives it that beautiful, sweet flavor that we are looking for. Some cloves, some green cardamom. Going to add some salt to it. Be generous with the salt. Squeeze of lime. We're also going to add a touch of oil to this. The reason why we are adding oil is not only does it add a little bit of richness to the dish, it also makes sure that the rice kernels don't stick. Give it a quick stir. Now we are going to let it cook till the rice is almost 3/4 done. This is going to take around 12 to 15 minutes, so keep an eye on it. I'm going to go ahead and toast some cashew and golden raisins in some ghee. So right over here, we are going to roast it till it's nice and golden brown. In a lot of Indian cooking, when you are making something for a special occasion, it's always finished with some nuts to just show the amount of love and decadence that you're adding to the dish. While we are waiting for the rice to cook and the nuts and raisins to toast, we'll go ahead and make some saffron milk. Now, did you know that saffron is one of the most expensive spices in the world? And the reason why it is so expensive is because it takes an entire football field of saffron flowers to harvest 1 ounce of saffron. Go ahead and take the saffron and add it to the milk. Mix it. If you have time, just let it sit in the milk for some time. And if you are in a hurry, just microwave it till it becomes nice and warm. So our nuts are good to go. Our saffron milk is ready. So we keep checking the rice. The rice is around 3/4 done. At this time, we are going to remove it from the water, drain it, and put it in a sheet tray. So I'm going to keep this aside till the time we are ready to assemble our biryani. Let's start cooking the chicken. Okay. We'll go ahead and take our chicken pieces and into the ghee it goes. So So all of this beautiful marinade, we can't let that go to waste. So in it goes. This chicken is going to take at least 10 minutes to cook. Once you've mixed everything together, go ahead and cover it and let the chicken cook. So while we are waiting, let's get all the ingredients to build up the biryani. Nice fresh mint, some cilantro, and we are going to chop it up. Our rice. And now I am going to check the chicken. Ooh, that smells so good. I'm taking half of the chicken out so that when I make the second layer, I'm going to layer it with these pieces of chicken. So we've got the chicken base over here. Now we are going to put a layer of rice on it. Now the rice is completely covering the chicken. Next, I am going to go ahead and add some of the fried cashews and raisins. Next, a little bit of ghee, some of the saffron milk, half of the caramelized onions, and then mint and cilantro. Now, we are going to repeat this process all over again. The chicken, the rice, spread it evenly all over the nuts, rest of the saffron milk, caramelized onions, and the mint and cilantro. Your biryani is built. Now, what we are going to do is slowly cook it. So the first step is going to be to make sure that it's nicely sealed. I use foil. In India, you do seal the container with some dough. Put the cover on it, and then we are going to get a griddle. And the reason why we have the griddle is to make sure that there's a layer between the fire and the biryani so that it slowly cooks. Heat the griddle and put the biryani pot on top of it. This we're going to leave for at least 20 to 30 minutes and slowly let the biryani cook and all of these flavors just intermingle seamlessly. So this biryani has been cooking on this hot griddle. What I like to serve along with the biryani is some raita. Now, raita is a traditional Indian side dish. It's a condiment which has yogurt, spices. They can be cucumber, onions, tomatoes, cilantro. You can add carrots. You can add any seasonal fruits or vegetables in it. And along with the raita, I also like to serve some papadam. Now, papadam are these fun Indian wafers which are made of lentils and rice, and it gives such amazing crunchy contrast to the biryani. Ready? Let's go. Moment of truth. But look at how beautiful this looks. Now we're going to go ahead and plate it. So when you are plating the biryani, make sure that you go all the way to the bottom because you want the chicken. A piece of chicken, the rice, all the goodness which has been cooked together. So delicious. It is a labor of love. There are a lot of steps which are involved. But when you take the first bite of this biryani, all of those steps are worth it. Now let's go ahead and taste this. This is the perfect bite. Just the layers of flavors and the depth of flavor in this dish is amazing. You get the sweetness from the caramelized onions, the freshness from the mint and cilantro, the creaminess that you get from the yogurt, the hint of spice that you get from all the spices that have been added to this, the floral quality of the saffron. Everything mixed together flawlessly. This, to me, is the perfect meal in a bowl. I hope you try making biryani at home. If you make this recipe, leave a comment and let me know how it turned out. And don't forget to subscribe to Food Network's YouTube channel for more delicious go-to recipes. See you next time.